So, the first thing I really need to focus on is this Varus. I personally have experimented a little bit with Varus in the bot lane. It gives you a lot of agency, has really nice ult combo potential, but inherently is still a very immobile ADC, and you're playing this into Azir, Sejuani, Camille. So there's quite a bit of dive on the enemy team, and even Lucian with the Nami E. If you Lucian ultimate the Varus and slow him down with the Nami E applied through the Lucian ult, Style is in big trouble. So there's all my eyes are focused on Style here on the Varus pick.
There's also very little peel.
Yeah, I mean, luckily for the Varus, he's going to be building a little bit more healthy, with likely going to go into that shield bow option, and just build up that sort of attack speed. Judging by the runes, the other option would have been for him to just try and stay 15 yards away, but not going to go for that. And all in all, it's fine if they tunnel onto this Varus. There's still a big Victor that can carry team fights later alongside the Aatrox, so it's not like Gamma live or die by this single carry, and it should be. I'm very interested to see it play out because I mean, we don't really see much Varus at all.
Yeah, you can say that again. I'm just trying to check the stats here. For the whole year, we have only seen 43 Varus picks, 41 on the bot lane and 2 in the mid lane. That includes all leagues that are tracked by goal, so not even just filtering for the best leagues. So we really haven't seen Varus in quite some time. He was, at the start of the season, I think some people still try to play him with the Legolas style build, but now he's definitely firmly in the on-hit category again. I think they buffed his W. He does deal quite a bit of damage, but this champion has always been a super risky one to play, because yeah, he doesn't bring any sort of mobility into the game.
A little bit of CC, so pick potential if Wukong gets down there. The setup for that jungler is absolutely insane. Levi can gank that to his heart's content. I mean, even pre-6, you have the Nautilus alongside you, so there's just a lot of setup, a lot of CC, and these team fights, the pick potential as well. They probably want to try and hit a pick before they start a team fight out proper, rather than straight up 5v5, just to get the maximum out of their team comp, but it's going to be a bit of a slow start, I believe, from GAM. They don't necessarily have the most pressure or the biggest early game advantages built within their champions' kits, so just going to play it out like this.
Bit of a biffo in the bot lane, though, as both teams taking a lot of damage. Good bubble from Zhuhao really stopped any further aggression over onto Eddie. And actually, it's only the one summoner spell burn, just Styles' heal being used.
Eddie's struggling for mana, though. If you look at his mana bar, he barely has any left. He does have a cookie. Ooh, close one. If B landed that one, he would have actually put himself into quite some danger, so probably happy about that not landing. It's a good reset for GAM, and this is actually... Oh, we have a little bit of a gank here. Lever Artifact needs to be careful. He should be fine, though. Yeah.
Saves his flash.
This is something we've seen so many times now in the GAM matches. GAM against SGB, it was basically every single time bot lane on red side pushed into the tower, into an early gank from the jungler. 4 of the 5 games, I think it was from SGB. The very first game, GAM tried it and actually horribly misplayed the first dive of the game, gave 2 kills over to BNJ, so this was an in-series meta in the GAM series against SGB. I'm not super surprised that they're trying to go for it again. There is a little bit of an interesting alteration though. Look at the CS in the bot lane. How did this happen? Eddie and Zhuhao have been pushed under tower, but Eddie is almost 2 ways up in CS.
I can only imagine that there's just a little bit of extra...
God, we flash back to reality and Kiaya's dead. Oh no, Flash! Ooh, but gets charged down. Penguin will pick up first blood. What happened?
We got a little bit of a time skip. We seem to be getting a few of those, as it just seemed that, yeah, he wanted to stack this massive wave up, didn't get the coverage from the jungler, and had to push up far enough to get it locked in, and that auto reset from Camille can absolutely stack up that permafrost nice and quickly.
It's not going to skip on live and the replay, is it? It totally is.
Yep, there it is. As you can see, permafrost.
The only thing we're allowed to see is how he gets stunned and gets killed. It's a mystery how he ever got himself into that position. A little bit of an overstay from Kiaya. Now his flash is down as well. Ignite used by Hero, but we know Ignite is a very short cooldown. So now Hero with the unique opportunity to actually go for a little bit of a solo kill angle there on Kiaya. And we know Aatrox is naturally going to push top lane. So Kiaya really in a little bit of a dire position here. Very perilous top lane matchup now as Hero.
Camping. Yeah, just Penguin's camping. Here it comes. Round
Yeah,
two.
Flash is down. They have
Here we get
Hextech
to see-
Ultimatum. This should be free. Yeah, there's nothing Kiaya can do here. There's no counterplay. Gets stunned up, goes down, and what's even worse, they still have the Camille ult. They're going to do it a third time.
And I absolutely love to see this as we have a bot lane dive. Here it is, but Azir is reacting.
It's up back.
Azir is here. Eddie taking a lot of damage early on, but B, that is not safety. Eddie will go down 1-for-1 at the moment as GAM try and evacuate Artifact, dishing out a lot of damage, but Style kiting well for now. Levi healing with that smite, but no, the spears go in, and Artifact cleans up the Varus. A lovely bubble onto Levi as well as Artifact will flash over the wall. Carty joining the play now as he ease away. Penguin is here, right side of the map. Can he close this distance? I'm not sure he wants to. No, they'll back off and take themselves a lovely 2-for-1.
I know that worked out pretty poorly for GAM. Basically, just that having to react pre-6 for Levi. If that Cyclone's there, that just gets cleaned up so much faster, much cleaner. But Artifact, of course, having to roam first, Carty just pushing the wave in the mid lane, not responding at all, meant that all in all, huge advantage for the side of Team Secret. And GAM, once again, just really struggling in this early game. It's where they were picked apart in their upper bracket final. It might be the start of their undoing down here.
Yeah, we can see the GAM is just being read by Team Secret on both sides, really, as this dive is ambitious, and they've tried it so many times that it's actually really easy to predict, as we see Kiaya fall again in the picture, no surprise there. But they played this pretty conservatively on Team Secret side. Artifact very far back, so Levi never really had the opportunity to try and burst him down. And then a lovely bubble. This flash over the wall is a little ill-advised by Artifact because he has to know that Carty's coming. But now we're going back to life and we're looking at a 5-for-1 in kills for Team Secret into GAM. Remember, Secret has never won a single game in a playoff series against GAM in their existence, even back to the low-key days. This might be the day where they break this curse.
Yeah, and just... Yeah, we're just sort of... I'm sorry. And this is a huge start. I mean, let's be fair. There has been significant jungle attention, but this is really important for these two top laners. We don't need to see this again. Because the trajectory for these top laners has been the opposite of the split. We've seen Hero start the split absolutely magnificent, and he's had a rough few series on the back end of the regular season and in playoffs, whereas Kiaya, especially against Buffalo, stepped up huge and started giving us that old form Kiaya we really loved and thought was one of, if not the best player in the league. And yeah, if you sort of looked at that as maybe one of the big weaknesses for Team Secret, that's just gone this game. I mean, lots of jungle attention, sure, but it's effective. It's gone 3 games, 3 kills.
And I want to go even farther than that and say this is actually the first game in the whole entire playoffs here that we see a team successfully play through top lane. Everything has been bot lane focused, a little bit because Saigon Buffalo's bot lane is just smashing everyone, and if you don't pay attention to the bot lane, you're just gonna find yourself in a 5k deficit, which is exactly what happened to Secret multiple times in their series. But all the other games have also been very bot side focused or just slow in general. No one really has attempted to play through top side. I remember vividly this game, Secret against SPTC, where SPTC drafted Sejuani Renekton, super strong top lane duo, did nothing. So I'm very happy to finally see a team employ the Sejuani passive, use it together with a super strong engage and melee champion in the top lane, and punish this Aatrox blind pick. We have seen so much Aatrox. He has been amazing in these players, but Hero has taken it to Kiaya, and together with Penguin, who I also want to really praise for this early game, he has been invisible so far, this players, but he has stepped up in this first game against GAM, and Team Secret find themselves at 10 minutes comfortably sitting at an almost 2k gold lead.
And it's not like there's another like this top lane focus has been really punished. We're getting the first dragon at 11 minutes, and we sort of saw Levi attempt started up earlier, but then he pivoted to try and make that bot dive happen, which was a disaster. And now with this being the first objective on the map taken for the side of GAM, that's delayed their dragon, and it means Penguin's entire top side control has gone completely untouched.
I am a little bit disappointed that Team Secret didn't try to go for a little bit more of an aggressive early game here in terms of objectives. They have given up both of the early objectives. Now, they did get something on the other side, as you just pointed out, right? Penguin gets to reset freely, top side is under their control, Hero gets a lot of time to scale, but still, the Dragon focus has paid a lot of dividends for the side of GAM. If you remember their first game against SGB, they were 3 or 4k gold down in the mid game, but had 3 dragons, and then just got the 4th dragon and won the game instantly through 2-1 team fights. They actually ended in 26 minutes, so GAM is capable of just coming back in mid games from behind and playing through the dragons. So as Team Secret, I would really like to see them use a lot of resources to secure the 2nd dragon now that they've lost the first one, and not give GAM this out of playing through the dragons and just sneaking the way to a good late game.
Yeah, it's not a great situation here, as you said. Giving GAM an inch is often what will bite you. They're such a strong team fighting team, something that, yeah, okay, Team Secret have put together a good early game, I agree. Penguin is stepping up, but we still haven't seen them in the 5v5. That's been something that's been not the best place for Eddie so far this split, and against GAM, you do have to be incredibly crisp. So even though Team Secret are in a good position now, Artifact, he might not be, as he's in a bit of trouble. Levi here, Cardi's getting turned around on. Penguin has to back off. Wave will come in to dissuade any further play. Levi actually does get knocked up there by the Sejuani. Hook turn, shutdown goes over to B. Eddie joining the fight, rips out the culling. The heel move speed is good. Goes forward, absolutely bold, and pays with his life. Oh, he's done a Jackie Love.
Oh, it's not expecting. Where did that an exhaust? It looks like. No, okay, so it was Suhao's exhaust, but it felt like it was on Eddie because he just dashed in and wasn't able to get that burst he required, and an early roam from the bot lane turns this whole thing around.
Honestly, if you look at the start, this looks promising for Secret. Carti is so low, but they can't get the kill. They should just disengage here. It's fine. You deflected the play. You should have an advantage in bot lane. Lucian could have pushed for 2 platings. Instead, he roams into mid lane. Sejuani overcommits into the Nautilus. And then Eddie, we don't even want to talk about this. What have you done, Eddie? He regrets his life decisions instantly, tries to flash away, but it's not enough. And out of nowhere, the game is in an even state. Look at the goal difference. It's down to just 400. Team Secret have squandered their amazing early game, and it's all on Hero's shoulders now as the rest of the map crumbles under pressure.
This is now well and truly in a comfortable position. Has that extra defense of that shield bow, going to be a lot harder to dive. Slowly making its way towards that that Rage Blade, which is going to be a terrible lot of damage. And of course, the Glorious Evolution is well underway. Two assists for Carti. Got that Leandri's completed and is going to start doing a crap load of damage. Whereas Artifact, he's got a crown for his defense, but that is going to get procced by a piercing arrow almost every time.
Yeah, and let's take this minute where everyone is just setting up for Dragon to talk about Carti, because to me, Carti, he's one of the clutchest, maybe a little bit of a one-on-one strap in top lane.
Kiaya is in a bit of trouble. One more auto attack will do it, but he gets a nice bit of healing from his Q. So Yue, please, back on Carti.
Now we actually have very little time because Dragon is gonna be available soon, but it looks like we might have a cross map on our hands. So Carti, one of the clutchest players ever to play in the VCS, just winning every single players but one he has participated in. He has never been to Worlds, though, and his champion pool is a little bit of a concern to me, as GAM does not want to let this go for free. Here we have another big scrap.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll be able to get close enough to actually contest the Herald. Levi's certainly going to try. Doesn't quite get it done. The Herald does go over to Team Secret. GAM evacuating. So they poke their heads at it, but Team Secret do manage to push them back.
Teleport expunged, used by Cardi basically just to get up there and assist, but Couldn't quite get in. Luckily, no one died for the side of GAM, but so it's not really the end of the world. But
It's very low,
yeah,
though.
just some trades.
And Dragons in 15. This could bite them.
Yeah, exactly. So GAM wanted to play basically off-tempo contests on this one, maybe steal it away and then go into Dragon. But now they've really given up their Dragon positioning, so if Team Secret wants to go for the Dragon, they should have priority here. They don't really go for the insta-spawn Dragon, which is slightly disappointing to me, because I really thought they could go for both objectives here. I mean, Secret planned for the trade of objectives, but with GAM's contest, they could have actually gone for both. Now both teams are gonna be in time for the Dragon. We might just have another big team fight. This could decide this game for now, because we have big spikes coming in. The Lucian is online, the Azir is on one item, Camilla's quite strong, so we do have a lot of items coming in for both teams.
I think they can also stall it out just for Hero's teleport to come back up. They know Kia won't be able to join, and then Hero can back off, get that reset, and TP in. So that seems to be what I would imagine is the play. But they have given enough time for Kia to just waltz on down as they trade up mid pressure with that Rift Tower.
Both teams don't want to poke their heads into the river. Both are so afraid of making the first mistake, and of course, yeah, it's a super important game, especially for Secret in my opinion, because they need to actually win a game against GAM. Looks like they want to trade for top lane. It's risky, it's the second Dragon. I really don't like this decision too much. It will give them the immediate gold advantage, will funnel a lot of gold onto their top laner. So if they're able to play the side lane situations correctly, it could lead to great things, but they have given up another Dragon. Now GAM comfortably looking at their 4 Dragon win condition, especially with a Hextech Soul now spawning.
Let's say for a super fed Camille is she doesn't care about Mountain, so she's just gonna jump in, do her Shogath ultimate, and walk away. Not really care about that Dragon, but yeah, that's just advantages traded. Going for gold now and to trade off these stats from the Dragon. Team Secret's team fight is still pretty good. It's a little bit harder to execute than GAM's based off just the Lucian, and the way he has to get in super close to pump out that damage compared to into the Varus and Victor. But still, if they can get that big nuke in that top lane activated, if Hero can just delete someone at the start of the fight, they should be able to take them just fine.
And I think the real question here is, does Hero actually perma side lane? Because funneling gold into him is, speaking of funneling in, it's GAM, but the hookshot wall dive is enough to get him out of there. He can side lane, don't get me wrong. With the lead that he has over Kiaya, he should be a persistent side lane menace. But also, Style doesn't have counterplay to Hextech Ultimatum.
Yeah, if you take a look in his inventory, he's definitely building for team fights. He's not going for the split push options. He's not going Hullbreaker or Tiamat or anything like that. He is building second item Frozen Heart on Camille. So he's trying the Jax approach, and he's gonna try to just jump on top of Style, lock him down, and enable a follow-up from Penguin, even from Zhu Hao, because if you lock him up and then the Zhu Hao ult just funnels through this ultimate from Hero, there's almost nothing a Style can do to dodge that. So it's actually a pretty easy lockdown on this Varus, and this is why we're scared for Varus as a champion, and we don't see him much. He will have the damage to kill Hero on the 1-1-1 though. 2 items already. If he ults him, that's an instant combo. What are we doing here? A little bit of VN Rem.
VN buying us the space.
Apologies for the little bit of lag that's going on. Hopefully that gets resolved ASAP. It's not just on your end. Dear viewer, Zhu Hao caught out by the Varus ult, just throws out the wave. Penguin uses his own from the side. In the end, it's just a trade of cooldowns. Hero, incredibly threatening, but does move away.
They do get the flash from Kati traded for Artifact's ultimate, so now Artifact with a very clear plan in the next team fight to go flash ult Kati into his team and then assassinate Kati. Let's see if they can execute on that one. All 10 members in the mid lane here for no apparent reason, but let's see who pulls the trigger first.
Tower. Tower doesn't was the reason, but teleport good. Teleport sends them away. So yeah, just a whole lot of not much going on. It feels like they didn't need that teleport either. Perhaps, I mean, without a gun, perhaps sticks around, gets that tower. But You could have sent Hero to a side lane to say, send him to bot lane, pick up another tower, continue building up that big advantage in that side lane that you can then transfer into that fight. But right now, it's very rough for both of these teams. Neither have been able to really get up good vision, either offensive or defensive, just a few spot wards into the river. So no one really wants to make a big risky play onto a side lane where you might get caught out in fog of war or into a or aggress heavily down a lane to try and make a play happen when, again, yeah, you can't predict where the team will be. I mean, in that case, you could have because they were all in mid, but just for general state of the game.
And if you're new to the VCS and you ask yourself, wait, what am I watching here? I thought VCS was kills all the time. Where are my kills? Yeah, it's a good question. Honestly, GAM has really slowed down the whole playoffs meta. In the GAM against SPTC series, we had multiple games going to 1-1 in kills at 20 minutes. Even in the GAM against SGB series, some of the games were played very slowly. GAM is the slowest teams in terms of combined kills per minute and game time, I believe, in the playoffs, which is very different from their regular season, where they had combined kills per minute of over 1. Now it's 0.85. Come on, let me speak. On the other side, Team Secret is actually the fastest in combined kills per minute, which is partly due to how they want to play. Against Saigon Buffalo, it was also because they got stomped in record time, so they gave up a lot of kills. But against SPTC, they actually took the mantle and they played very aggressively. So in general, if you look at this kind of game, it's probably more into GAM's wheelhouse. Oh, Kiaya might have... Oh, Kiaya's caught.
Oh,
Yeah, they're using a lot of ultimates onto him, and GAM are just going to try and engage on the other front, but the Zhuhao wave completely stops them. Lovely ult from Penguin over the wall as well. They've caught onto Style. Can this Varus kite it out with help from Cardi? It looks like they can. His hero's gone down, but Artifact flies in with the hero shuffle. Let's Eddie finish him off. And this may well just be the game ending as GAM gets wiped off the map. Secret taking dominating lead.
Aaron for sure taken down as their prize. Then so much left on the map. A massive split pusher into Camille. This goal lead should finally explode into ways that GAM should not be able to come back from. 3K off the back of it, and it's only going to grow.
They should not only take the dragon, but also immediately walk down to dragon to eliminate that threat of the soul point going over to GAM as well. We see is Levi trying to use the gates and sneak his way to the dragon. Oh, they might have given up the dragon.
Penguin's a bit low.
Yeah, that's a way out for GAM now. I'm honestly, personally, always in favor of just taking the dragon first and then going to Baron, because dragon just dies so quickly. Going immediately to Baron is a little bit risky, because now GAM is on soul point. That's one steal away from Hextech Soul. But take another look at this amazing catch. Kiaya just walking in there alone. GAM 2 split and all funneled into this choke point. Amazing ultimate by Zhuhao, completely stopping anything Levi wanted to do. And honestly, the coordination from Secret looks amazing. They were really good in teamfight at the start of the season. We actually thought they were the best teamfight team, better than Saigon Buffalo, better than GAM at the start. Then they kind of lost their mojo in terms of team fighting, but it seems to be back here. And a few minutes ago, I pointed out that trade between Artifact and Carti, getting Carti's flash. They almost let him live there. No one focused Carti, but in the end, Artifact did funnel him into his own team. That's a 4-4-0 trade for the side of Secret. They are now dominating the game. They still need to be careful about the dragon, though.
Of course, that early work done by Penguin meant that Ki was, of course, so squishy, does not have any death stance or anything, meant they didn't need the ultimate to kill him, so they could make that second half of the re-engage and blow up Levi, get on top of the carries for Artifacts. Big moment. And now, we're starting to see towers fall. It was 3K before. It has opened up to 7? Yeah, I can do 6. I can do math. But yeah, it's just really hard for GAM to really get into it. Now, they do have good wave clear between Varus and Victor, so sieges are a little bit rough and will take a little bit of time. So I do want to see Hero just go out and make sure that it's a 1-4 or a 3-2 sort of situation and try and push onto a side lane where there's less wave clear with the Aatrox, or just dive.
Or just dive is going to be the call as Kiaya will actually pick up a kill. Maybe a little bit too far as, oh no, another knock-up landing onto Artifact. He's locked in the chains as well. They move forward. The wall comes up, but it can't save the Emperor himself. Only his loyal subjects. as GAM, they once again find another way to stall out Team Secret and keep themselves in the game.
Team Secret try to engage with Nami ult. You're never allowed to engage with Nami ult. It's not the way to go.
It's a disengage ult, please.
Yes. Please never engage with Nami ult. This gives GAM a lot of gold back. No objective bounties. Because, luckily they gave up all the dragons, Team Secret, so they didn't give up objective bounties. It's actually only 6, it's still 6k, so they didn't get too much back here, but it still shuts down most of the Baron push, and now, if you look back at that, that was the Baron for the dragon trade. The Baron didn't yield anything, so now the dragon, you really regret that decision in the hindsight.
Baron did okay, but yeah, here you see the attempted dive. They try and go with the two ultimates from support jungle, and they just both whiff. They just miss everything, and then Kiai is able to pop off, and that knock up from B sets him up beautifully to make sure he's killed out of that hourglass, and then, yeah, it's a really nice play team fight from GAM, and just Team Secret missing their big crucial abilities on their engage.
I like how Team Secret is very assertive around this bot side river control now. They need to make sure that GAM can't even enter the dragon. You don't want to 50-50 this. This is too risky. Just make sure you clear all the vision. Make sure GAM has to funnel into a choke point into all your amazing choke champions. Because, yeah, GAM has no way of team fighting into Sejuani, Nami, Azir, and even Camille if you control the vision. So I really like how they're investing vision and time into the bot side and the river. Reset again, you get onto the map really quickly using the gates. So Team Secret playing it pretty well here, controlling space, but GAM has found a little bit of reprieve. And if you look at the levels and the items, which unfortunately are not on the screen right now, Kati is getting scarier and scarier. He's almost 16, 2.5 items, close to 3 items, and that Victor is devastating.
Meanwhile, on the other side, Artifact's not going to be doing too much damage, looking more for the big playmaking moves with the pure safety build. Once that crown, once that Zonya, so he can make these big sweeps and let Eddie and Hero do the heavy lifting. But yeah, just compared to his counterpart, he's not going to be doing nearly as much damage in the team fights. That could spell an issue if the front line cannot stand up. Should be okay, but we're gonna have to see. But yeah, as you mentioned, full bot side control for side of Team Secret, basically conceded by GAM. Seems like they're more than happy to just try and trade gold on the map if they can pick up this bot lane tower, and they're okay giving it 5 minutes over to Secret.
This is really cleanly played by both teams, honestly. GAM knows they really can't walk into the Dragon Pit. They would really love to be able to steal this Dragon, but they also know they might just lose the game if they take a team fight on Team Secret's terms around the Dragon. So Team Secret controlled the Dragon space, made sure nothing could go GAM's way here. This is very clean setup on the Dragon, and GAM realized this and instantly, or even anticipating this move from Secret, sent some members into the top lane. Really good macro from both teams, and both of these teams are known to cross-map quite a bit. We saw a lot of that in the GAM against SGB series, actually, and GAM usually came out on top. They lost most of the team fights against SGB, which is ultimately why they lost the series, but when it came to slow map shifting and just moving people around the map, they usually got the gold advantages in the mid-game. Team Secret is a little bit better at this compared to SGB, so we see both of these teams played conservatively and just trade a tower and dragon for 1 tower, which is fine for either side. But now we go again.
Doesn't matter. Varus ult goes in, Penguin just charges away, and GAM don't have enough follow-up.
You saw the idea though. GAM, with that pressure on the top side, had it pre-set up.
Still having to flash. Now Levi goes in, landing an absolutely massive cyclone. The follow-up is there as well as they take down 2. Oh no, GAM has found their way back into the game as Team Secret are just getting melted away. The eye is closed and GAM get an ace.
How do they keep doing this in these games? A 5-0! A 5-0 at 29 minutes. This is just gonna be game. GAM out of nowhere. What an incredible engage!
I saw this last season, guys. Like, come on, get a new script.
It's the Levi we want. The big 4 to 5 man cyclone over the wall. That Raptor spot has killed many a great team. Has meant like ruler bang in the past,
Win.
and they just win. Congratulations. This is
Everything
stupid.
everything we said was made completely redundant by one Cyclone as Levi just gets them the